the 76ers to start it. All right, let's set the floor. Courtesy of Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. Setting the floor for the Bucks. Ilyasova and Sanders in the middle. Knight and Mayo man the backcourt. And it's Parker in at the small forward. Now here's Embiid. Parker with the steal. Parker right side. Dishes it to Knight. Tipped away. And stolen by Richardson. For the finish. It's blocked.
Sixers ball.
And that's on bounds. Philadelphia will retain possession. Thompson against Parker. Passes it to Richardson. Fires from deep. And he gets the bucket.
Jason Richardson.
Richardson's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3.
How in the world did they let him get that wide open? Hollis Thompson is a slender 6'8" swing man out of Georgetown. And, you know, with his quickness and athleticism, I think he's got the ability to defend 2s and 3s and maybe, in time, point guard.
Bucks on defense. Just over a minute played here in the start of the game. Back to Carter Williams. Shot clock at 6. Richardson against Mayo. Offensive rebound. Noel. And he lays it straight in.
Strong rebounding, and he's rewarded with the easy putback.
And here is Mayo. Sanders sets the screen for Mayo. And there's the pass to Knight. Steps back and shoots. Good.
Brandon Knight.
Knight's got his first bucket in this one.
It was almost like he was surprised to be that wide open, yet he knocked it down.
Carter Williams kicks to Noel. He dishes it to Richardson. Good ball movement here by the 76ers. Snatched up. Embiid, no good. And it's Milwaukee's ball. It's Parker with the drive. That's good.
You know what? That's what you like to see. A perfect pass leading him right into the shot. Didn't even have to break stride.
Carter Williams, the pass to Thompson. Carter Williams kicks to Thompson. Tries from 10. Milwaukee with the rebound. Great offensive performance they're putting on.
You see the benefit of knocking down baskets consecutively because it leads to the confidence growing and growing, doesn't it, Steve?
It sure does, and now it's to the point where they just feel unstoppable.
Now here's Carter Williams. Brandon Knight missing his last shot. Thompson dishes to Richardson. Pass to Carter Williams. Trains the three-pointer. Williams has got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. The Bucks trail. Pass to Mayo. Sanders with a screen on Richardson. Mayo drives in. Mayo left side. The Bucks need to get a shot off here. Knight for 3. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Parker. Knight's got 5 now.
They're off and running. Good start here. They've knocked down 4 of their first 5.
Carter Williams, the pass to Richardson. Embiid sets the pick for Carter Williams. And out of bounds as the Bucks gain possession.
Boy, did they ever make a mess out of that one. A terrible turnover.
The Bucks have gone 4 of 5 from the field so far. Knight kicks to Parker. Sanders with a screen on Thompson. And Parker, here we go. And the layup's good off the glass. 5 points in the game. The 76ers trail by 4. Carter Williams with it. There's the dish to Richardson. Back to Carter Williams. 6 to shoot. Thompson in the corner. Another three for Philadelphia.
Well, you know, it's always a challenge for a coach in a position like Brett Brown, leading a team through a season with 63 losses. How do you hold the Sixers players accountable in demand execution? Despite that lack of success, I think it goes back to his player development experience, understanding that the process is what you have to embrace as you're working towards more consistent success. Make it two hands for safety. That's what they say, right,
Yeah,
Kevin?
that's right. You got it. And he was also safe for that dunk.
No reason not to be.
Might as well remove all doubt, right?
Now, here's Richardson. And Thompson kicks to Richardson. Feeds to Carter Williams. Another three for Philadelphia. And for Brown, he knew losses would come early. But he demanded Steve a 4-year guaranteed deal, wanting time to develop his team, and he got it.
Well, it was smart because this is going to be a difficult transition for the Sixers. And, you know, with all the turnover in the NBA on the coaching front, I think it was important for ownership to give him that long-term approach.
Philadelphia's gone 4 of 5 from three-point land to get things going here in the first. He feeds it to Noel. Kicks it to Richardson. Lets it go from 11, and again it's Philadelphia.
And these two teams continuing to trade blows like heavyweights in the middle of the ring.
So many times tonight, the energy in this building has gone from one way to the other.
Now, here is Knight. He's got 5. Ilyasova sets a screen for Mayo. Leans from outside. The shot is off. And the 76ers go the other way with it. Now here's Carter Williams. 6 points for him. The feed to Richardson. Another three for Philadelphia.
That is not enough cover. You got to do better than that because basically no coverage. The defense did not look very good there.
And Milwaukee calls their first time out of the game.
Well, Nerlens Noel's rookie season, essentially a medical redshirt, recovered from ACL surgery in early 2013, so this will be his true rookie season.
Bucks trail by 5. Guys, they're looking for a spark here.
Yeah, I mean, a cold stretch offensively. They desperately need a basket.
Knight, that's a 2-pointer. Plenty of room to knock down the shot. Knight's got 7 points. And Nerlens Noel projected as the #1 draft pick based on his defensive impact as a freshman Clark at Kentucky. But the knee injury dropped him to number 6.
Yeah, you're drafting that high. General manager's looking for an immediate impact player in the draft. Concerns about that knee and his slight heel causing him to slide. But if he gets healthy and adds some weight to that frame, I think he can be a real presence defensively.
Here's Mayo. Philadelphia able to drain the 3. In low to Sanders. So the whistle blows on the shot. And 2 free throws for the contact right there.
Larry Sanders, mostly an at-the-rim finisher to this point in his career. He can complete plays off pick and rolls. His explosiveness, his length, I think really allows him to throw it down over the top of the defender.
And for Larry Sanders, you know, he's not the most effective player in isolation situation, but supposedly he's been working to expand his offensive repertoire, focusing on his mid-range shot and driving to the basket. We'll see if the fruit shows up in his work.
Some changes for Philadelphia. Mbamute comes in for Embiid, and it's Tony Roten in for Richardson. John Henson's checked in for the Bucks. No good on the second, so he hits 1 of 2. And Larry Sanders might be best served working on his free throw shot, Steve, shooting under 60% for his career and well under 50% last season.
No question. But Kevin, I think the Bucks, first and foremost, they hope he can recover his shot blocking form and rebounding from 2 seasons. So that's what they really need out of him. What a quarter for him at the offensive end. He's ignored the scoreboard and continued to go out there and do his thing.
Carter Williams dishes to Noel. Carter Williams, a screen on Mayo. Thompson passes to Carter Williams. He kicks it to Noel. And he uses the glass on the layup. And the 76ers lead by 4.
What a start to this game. The offense is both dominating.
Tell you what, feels like a game on the playground. Forget about defense, just keep firing.
Now here's Ensign. Back tonight. It's O.J. Mayo on the wing. And again, Milwaukee with the triple.
Brandon Knight certainly can pass the orange.
Dishes to Thompson. The basket good off the assist from Carter Williams. Carter Williams has got 3 assists now in this one. Here's Knight. 10 points for him. It's O.J. Mayo on the wing. Nice open look, but it's no good.
I thought he'd make that one. That's his range, and the defense nowhere to be seen.
And here is Rote. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. Shot clock at 6. Off the screen, and the 76ers tack on 2 more.
Those defenders look like they're out of gas. I mean, they're getting pushed around on the low block.
Well, their energy is lacking. They've got to start playing harder and battle down in the paint.
Mayo. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2.
O.J. Mayo, a smooth, long-range shooter with deep range. When he gets going, he can put up some big numbers.
Line for the Bucks.
And Mayo, 6'4", coming to the league. Some thought he could play the point guard position.
Yeah, but he's not a great penetrator or playmaker, and those are 2 things you have to do as a point guard. I think he's truly a shooting guard.
That free throw, no good. O.J. Mayo in his 7th year in the NBA really just seems he's never been able to truly improve, guys, from his rookie year.
Well, yeah, if anything, last season he took a big step backwards, Kevin. I mean, with his field goal percentage, passing, his rebounding all down, I'm not sure he was in great shape either.
So he comes up empty, missing both.
And the Milwaukee Bucks took a bit of a gamble on O.J. Mayo's upside with that 3-year, $24 million deal last season. The early returns, somewhat discouraging, but let's see how it plays out the rest of the way before we make a final judgment.
Bucks trail by 5. Finished off the break. Mayo's got 7.
Boy, the floor really opened up for him there.
It sure did. A good job getting it started before the defense can get itself set.
Here's a Sims. No good. And Milwaukee the other way now.
Mayo's disappointing season was crystallized in a much-circulated video of him bending over to tie his shoelace while the other team went 5-on-4. He's got talent, but sequences like that have to be cause for concern.
The second he got around the pick and shook his man, it was straight to the bucket for the easy deuce. Very, very well done.
They set the pick. 1:31 left here in the opening quarter. The 76ers again can't hit it. Milwaukee's gone 4 of 5 from three-point land to get things going here in the first. Passes to Antetokounmpo. Here's Walters. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. Shot by Mayo is no good. Now Grant. The pass to Shved. Back to Grant. 76ers moving the ball around. Roten, no good. The Bucks trail. And Walters kicks to Middleton. And it's rejected. Swiped away. Pass break, Milwaukee. Here's Mayo. Shot is blocked. About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. And that one goes in as he is fouled. It'll be 3 points if he converts at the line.
That's his first.
Oh, he got him. Gorgeous reverse.
Jared Bayless is checked in for Milwaukee. The 76ers shooting their first free throw of the game.
One shot.
That's good from Shved.
3-point play.
Bucks trail by 4. Here's Walters. He dishes it to Middleton. Clock at 6. Pass to Henson. No good. And that concludes the first quarter of play. 76ers on top, leading by 4. After this break, we'll be back with the start of the second quarter on 2K Sports. They've got Grant. Williams is out there with Alexei Shved. Then there's Armand Mosley, and it's Sims in at the center filling out the middle. That's the group for Philadelphia to start the second quarter.
Yeah, he got whacked. Shouldn't be much debate on that one.
Yeah, that was as straightforward as it gets, guys.
Jared Bayless, a combo guard out of Arizona, very athletic, more of an offensive-minded player. You know, he had his best season back in 2011-12 with the Raptors, but his shooting percentages have fallen off since then.
Second free throw, no good.
I think looking at the Sixers, anytime that you go through a 21-game losing streak during any point of the season, you know you're going to be near the bottom of the conference stand.
Grant kicks to Williams. Knocks it loose. Clock at 6. And up the court come the Bucks on the break. That's good. The Philadelphia lead is cut down to 1 on the bucket from Bayless.
These guys know each other well, clearly, because that was a beautiful pass.
Philadelphia has gone 6 of 10 from three-point range, up over 50% for the ball game.
What is surprising about the 76ers last year, they had the long losing streak, but somehow managed not to finish at the bottom of the East.
That time the defenders were a little lazy getting to him.
Bucks trail by 3. Walters dishes to Antetokounmpo. Here's Middleton. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. Here's Henson. Out of bounds. Philadelphia takes possession.
What are you doing?
So both teams making some changes here. The 76ers leading by 3. Outside Williams. Pass to Carter Williams. Embiid sets the pick for Carter Williams. Down low. Embiid, the pass to Carter Williams. Shot clock at 5. And that one's good.
Made basket by
Carter Williams has got 8. Well, thinking of Philly in the East again, Clark, the fact that they didn't finish dead last after that losing streak says more about the conference than the 76ers.
Well, I guess I could agree with that. I mean, if you go 14-38 against the rest of the East like the 76ers did, you expect to be at the bottom, but amazingly they avoided that last year. Actually, I will agree. It was more of a
Sixers ball. What are you doing?
lack of quality play.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to Doris Burke for an update. Hi, Doris.
Well, guys, Brett Brown overseeing a major rebuild project as head coach of the Sixers. He said, you can get tricked by potential, but ultimately it gets down to integrity, character, competitiveness, and toughness. When you cut to the chase, those qualities mean more to me. Those non-negotiables keep me on track. They ground me. Kevin, fascinating stuff.
So much of building a team and a program is defining that culture and the expectations. Thanks, Doris. Here's Bayless, and it's good on the assist by Parker. Bayless has got 5.
Boy, such outstanding patience and decision-making for them offensively.
Yeah, absolutely. Their ball movement has been outstanding. They are piling up the assists.
Marshall with it. He's been patient so far, nothing yet on the scoreboard. And Bayless kicks to Marshall. There's the dish to Ilyasova. Parker outside, and Philadelphia grabs the miss. Williams with the ball. Guarded now by Marshall. Carter Williams can't get it to go. Bucks trail by 3. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Sure could, Kev. I mean, too many empty trips. They need some points.
Ilyasova, a screen on Carter Williams. Bayless, an easy layup after coming off the pick. Bayless has got 7 points.
You know, something we're seeing less and less of these days, that little finger roll.
Closing in on 4 minutes played here in the second quarter. Richardson against Parker. Embiid sets the pick for Carter Williams. That's good. He's got 10.
He's played an important role in their offense today, guys. Without him, they may not be in the league.
Marshall dishes to Bayless. In low to Sanders. Nice ball movement by Milwaukee. And Moultrie picks up the foul. The Bucks making a change here. Knight's checked in. Now here's Marshall. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him.
He might not get a better look than that all game. You have to get closer to him. He's not going to bite you. Get up in it.
And Philadelphia decides to take their first timeout right here.
Kendall Marshall, a 36% three-point shooter in his 2 seasons at North Carolina, shot 31% from behind the arc his rookie season. Last season, almost out of nowhere, he was one of the best three-point shooters in the entire league. He shot a hair under 40% from long range.
All right, let's go over to the sideline with Doris Burke.
Thanks, Kevin. Jason Kidd had some words for his team over that last break. He'd like them to concentrate on their transition game, to keep the tempo fast and put pressure on the defense in the open court. He also asked for a very strong effort on the offensive glass. He wants to see them cashing in on a lot of second chance opportunities. Maybe making those early adjustments will give them time to judge their effectiveness by halftime. We'll soon find out, Kevin.
All right, Doris, thanks.
And that set shot three-pointer from Kendall Marshall is so accurate, and yet through 2 seasons in the NBA, he's averaging about 54% at the free throw line. Doesn't shoot that many free throws, but still very unusual.
Now, here is Knight. 10 points for him. Feeds it to Ilyasova. Just 5 to shoot. And here's Marshall from the arc. Here's Sanders. And that one is good with the extra effort on the glass. Sanders has got the game tied up here for the Bucks. Carter Williams, the pass to Richardson. Kicks it to Embiid. And Sanders pulls it down. Sanders has got 4 rebounds now tonight. And for Kendall Marshall, his emergence as a three-point shooter, pretty important. He's not a great scorer inside the arc.
And he's not a guy who's just going to blow by people with quickness or explosiveness, but he's smart as a playmaker. And the outside shot, consistency in making that will give him another half step of quickness or so. And that's why I think he's got to add it to his arsenal.
Now Carter Williams. Brandon Knight missing on the 3. Here's Moultrie. Buried from 15 feet out. And the 76ers lead by 2.
He typically may not contribute a lot, but that doesn't mean he doesn't have the ability to.
And Ilyasova kicks to Parker. He feeds it to Marshall. Knight sets the pick for Marshall. Knight in the corner. And he gets it to go. Knight's got 12 points in the game.
Just seems like they're finding an open lane to the hoop every time down. That's 5 buckets in a row for them in the paint.
Yeah, on the flip side, Steve, the defenders have to show more fight on the interior.
And here's Richardson. 8 points for him. Embiid sets the pick for Carter Williams. That one a little long.
Great look, disappointing result.
You know, most times he knocks that one down.
The feed now to Sanders. He kicks it to Marshall. Dishes it to Ilyasova. Passes it to Marshall. Over to the wing. Parker outside. That falls. Great assist by Marshall. Now it's a 3-point Milwaukee lead.
Pretty passing. Timely recognition as to where the open man was.
Richardson up top. Defended by Ilyasova. The pass to Williams. Back to Carter Williams. He dishes it to Richardson. Trying to answer back, but that three is off the mark. Bucks leading by 3. Now Knight, 12 points for him. Here's Marshall. Back to Knight. Ilyasova, a screen on Carter Williams. Knight for 3, and again Milwaukee with the triple.
He's picking up right where he left off in the first quarter.
76ers have gotten exactly half their shots to go down here in the second, 5 of 10. Carter Williams dishes to Moultrie. Williams with the ball. Back to Richardson. Now here's Carter Williams. Pass to Richardson. Here's Moultrie. That's good.
Rebounds are split just about down the middle in this game, Clark.
I'd venture to guess whichever team is able to maintain that energy level on the glass will have the upper hand the rest of the way.
And Philadelphia will go for a different look here. Moultie's checked in for Embiid. Thompson comes in for Richardson. Tony Roten, he's checked in for Elliott Williams. And it's Alexei Shved in for Carter Williams. And then for Milwaukee, Henson's checked in for Sanders. Antetokounmpo comes in for Ilyasova. And it's Mayo in for Marshall.
The Milwaukee Bucks are a team that's tried season after season, year after year, particularly recently, to put the best team they could manage on the floor. Unfortunately, that type of approach has kind of left them in no man's land. Not good enough to compete for a title, not quite bad enough to draft a potential superstar.
Here's Shved. Brandon Knight picking up that last basket. And Shved kicks to Thompson. From outside, off the mark. Bucks leading by 5, pushing it up. With the teardrop, Mayo. That's good. Mayo's got 9 points. Philadelphia's gone 0-3 from beyond the arc to start the second quarter. Talk about that no man's land. The Bucks have tried to sign the best players they could, but so often those mid-tier veterans really don't move the needle.
Yeah, but you know, with this year's top pick, and then you got the Greek freak, Antetokounmpo. I mean, the Bucks have finally acquired a young talent who they think maybe be able to take them to the next level. We'll see.
Here's Knight. The 76ers getting the bucket. Antetokounmpo kicks to Knight. And Moultrie pulls it in.
That's terrific defense right there to prevent from converting in close.
Shved the pass to Moultrie.
2 minutes left in the second quarter.
1:56 left in the first half of the game. Now here's Roten, guarded by Mayo. Fires at the elbow. Will not go. This is off the front iron. Here's Antetokounmpo. Inside. Here's Henson. Soft touch off the glass. Henson's got the lead up to 7 now for the Bucks.
They have repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid dividend.
Yeah, it sure has, Clark. I mean, with as many points as they've gotten in the paint, they really haven't had to do much on the perimeter.
Now here's Shved. Shoots from 12, and he hits the jumper for 2. Shved's got 5.
Well, they're not shooting as many from outside here in the second quarter.
Well, they were shooting well early on. I like their spacing and their offensive flow. I think they need to get back to that.
And that one's good. And the Bucks lead by 7.
Things have changed a little bit here in the second quarter, guys, and we're seeing them start to convert a lot of second chance opportunities.
Yeah, and I'm sure the coach has to be happy about this. I mean, the hustle underneath is paying off in a big way.
Thompson with the bucket.
Thompson with the bucket.
There's 39 seconds left now here in the second. Mayo into the lane. Antetokounmpo dishes to Knight. Henson sets a screen for Knight. Loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in. Knight's got 9 points in the quarter.
You know, he's putting on an outstanding offensive display, and he may just be getting warmed up here.
And here is Schved. He has 5. Here's Roten. It's blocked. And that's out of bounds. Philadelphia will retain possession.
Substitution on the court.
And here's Schved from the arc. Can't get it to go. And so that's the end of the first half. Bucks lead by 7. And a chance now to send you over Doris Burke standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Gentlemen, I'm here with Brandon Knight. And Brandon, how do you break down this game so far and what you guys need to do in the second half?
You know, we're moving the ball really well right now and, you know, really finding an open man. So, you know, I got to congratulate my team in the first half just on, you know, moving the ball and really playing unselfish. And but the main thing is getting stops, and it's going to come down to getting stops to win this game.
All good things to sustain for the second half, Brandon. Thank you so much. Guys, over to you.
All right, Doris, thank you. And time now for the halftime break with the third quarter soon to follow here on 2K Sports.
Which is approaching 7 feet. Coach Jason Kidd said he's literally growing. When you see him in the open court, that's where he's at his best. He reminds me of a Scottie Pippen, kind of a magic guy who can find the open teammate. He's very comfortable with the ball in his hands. Guys?
He's got the length factor to be sure. Thanks, Doris. Richardson the pass to Carter Williams. And we're just about 2 minutes into the second half now. Richardson kicks to Embiid. Richardson against Parker. Richardson, no luck. Bucks leading by 7. Now Knight. 19 points in the game. Pass to Parker. From deep. And another 3 for Milwaukee.
The defense sagged off, and, you know, he did not hesitate to rise up and bury that 3.
Clark, some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, they need a basket just to regain some momentum here, Kevin.
Now here's Embiid. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. Mayo against Richardson. With some arc. That's good.
Jason Richardson.
Third quarter here, and 3 minutes have come off the clock. Knight against Carter Williams. Here's Parker. And Philadelphia grabs the miss. Carter Williams with it. He's got 12. Thompson misses.
They've done their part here to run down a lot of missed shots. A solid rebounding effort.
Yeah, I'm impressed. I mean, they're fighting for every loose ball, putting a body on somebody and going after the rim.
Now, here is Knight. Sanders with a screen on Thompson. And there's the 3-second call, this one on the defense.
Technical foul.
The Bucks shoot their 7th free throw attempt here.
Well, this is a club that shot 75% as a team from the free throw line last season.
And that just has to improve, guys. I mean, the free throw shooting is something that has to get better. You're immediately putting yourself at a disadvantage when you shoot that poorly from the line.
And the technical free throw, missing that time. They'll retain possession here, however. Well, the playoffs weren't really a goal for the 76ers last year, Steve. They just wanted to get their young players some experience and build a foundation for their future.
And in that respect, they accomplished it. I mean, you have to be careful when rebuilding, however, and that a losing culture doesn't start to take over. So that's the challenge here the next couple of years.
And the shot is good. Second half here. We're just over 3.5 minutes into it. Timeout calls the 76ers.
And, to add to what you said, the 76ers are losing. Not a real danger just yet, but a few more years like last year, and it can become a problem. Continue to have guys start accepting. You don't want to go down that road.
And now Doris Burke has an update from the sidelines.
Hey, Kevin, during that last break, I heard Brett Brown as he addressed his team. He said a big part of their focus should be on offensive rebounding, to get bodies to the glass at that end of the floor and work hard for second chance points. There was one other thing he talked to them about. He told them to move with purpose on the perimeter, use screens, and find those open outside shots. Clearly some adjustments there had to be made because the time left for a comeback is quickly running out. Kevin, over to you.
And as always, Doris, thank you. Now here's Parker after the miss from Joel Embiid. Sanders sets the screen for Parker. Sanders with a screen on Thompson. And that one's good. Parker. And now it's a 12-point Bucks lead.
Well, what a tough season it was for the Sixers. Obviously rebuilding and got out to a pretty good start early with some nice wins, but ultimately their lack of talent showed and they were getting blown out there most of the second half of the season.
Now here's Thompson. He's got 14. The 76ers again can't hit it.
It's a +5 advantage for them in the rebounding category after that board.
Very steady work they've been doing on the interior, no question. And that's, I think, the main reason they have this lead. They had no choice but to lunge for that pass to stop it from getting through.
Well, that was a good job. It could have been a quick bucket if he doesn't knock it out of bounds there.
Some changes for Philadelphia. Sims is checked in, and it's Grant in for Thompson. Now here's Ilyasova. The 12-point lead, their biggest of the game. Mayo into the lane.
Ilyasova struggling through a rough season in 2013-14. Probably the worst shooting of his career, really. His rebounding also fell off. Those were the strengths of his game. He's got to find it again. He's got to bring that effort and energy back to the game.
Shooting from Milwaukee.
And Ilyasova with a big contract now. He's had two very good seasons over the last couple of years.
And Kevin, the question will be, was that the high water mark for his career, or can Ilyasova find a way to get back to that level of production? Time will tell.
And the second free throw, good.
Well, when you're the worst team in the league, any game is tough, particularly when you're on the road. It's going to be hard no matter where you play, and that clearly was the case for the Bucks.
Now here's Carter Williams. 12 points for him. Grant up top, covered by Parker. 4 on the shot clock. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. Bucks with the second fewest road wins in the league last year. Steve with only 5. Every trip seemed like a nightmare.
Yeah, there really wasn't much they could do other than chalk it up as a learning experience. But, what a difficult way to go through the entire season. They've got to do better than 5 wins away from home this year, that's for sure.
First free throw is good.
Complete domination. What a game for Richardson. 13 points, and he's got 2 baskets from out in three-point land.
I'm sure they'd like to get him a few more of those, so look for them to run some screens for him, try to pop him open.
Jared Bayless is checked in for O.J. Mayo. So after making the first, he goes 1 for 2.
You can go a lot of different directions here in terms of trying to describe how bad the Sixers were, but I'm just going to leave it at they really were bad. It started with their struggles at home, but they do have a promising talent in Michael Carter-Williams.
And here are the 76ers now. Following the 3 by Milwaukee. Grant up top. Back to Richardson. And that one's on target from the ring. Richardson's got 7 now in this quarter. You mentioned the 76ers struggling here at home. 10 home wins all year, which Steve was tied for the fewest in the league.
Yeah, and you know the Philly faithful let them hear about it. But I think, you know, in general, the fans understand the process here and the plan. They're going young. They're going to suffer for a while, but it can't last too long in Philadelphia. The fans won't stand for that.
Now, here's Richardson. Brandon Knight missing his last shot. Richardson kicks to Grant. Kept alive. Here's Noel. Good D by Sanders.
With the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in control of this game.
Yeah, they have not let their guard down one bit in the paint.
Now, here is Knight. 19 points in the game. Here's Bayless. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. The 76ers trail by 13. Grant dishes to Sims. Now here's Carter Williams. He's got 12. Noel sets a screen for Carter Williams. Here's Grant. A three-pointer, no good. Milwaukee leading by 13. Here's Bayless. That's good. The assist that time from Knight. Bayless has got 5 points now this quarter.
You know, it's really hard not to notice the difference in the passing of these two teams today.
Yeah, look at the discrepancy in the assist column between these two teams.
Timeout called the 76ers.
Ersan Ilyasova in his 7th season with the Bucks. The only player drafted in 2005 who's still with his original team. Growing tired of the teams losing, it's rumored that, well, last season anyway, he asked for a trade.
And Mbah-a-Moute checked in for Philadelphia. Williams comes in for Jason Richardson. And then for Milwaukee, Henson's checked in for Sanders. Chris Middleton comes in for Parker. And Nate Walters subbed in for Brandon Knight. Now here's Williams. Here's Carter Williams. Sims kicks to Grant. He tries for three, and he gets it to go. Grant's got himself going for his first points of the game on the deep ball.
And the Bucks have only managed one winning season since Ilyasova joined the team. Easy to understand why he'd be frustrated. He said it always seems like the team is starting over.
Used the shot fake to create the angle, but couldn't get it to fall. Outside Williams. There's the dish to Grant. Back to Williams. Three-pointer. Another three for Philadelphia. And as much as Ilyasova might welcome a change of address, his play, Steve, fell off last season. That's making it harder for them to trade him.
Well, I heard there were offers and the front office was receptive, but apparently he was a favorite player of ownership and a feeling upstairs that he's a star in the making and a big factor in keeping him around.
The shot's good from Bayless. The 76ers trail by 11. Carter Williams, the pass to Sims, feeds it to Williams. Grant outside. Williams in the post. Shot denied. Knocked loose. Here's Walters, and the layup falls. And the Bucks lead by 13. And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for the Bucks.
Now we've seen them make that extra effort of rotating from the weak side, closing out on their airspace, really sending shots back.
They've been firing on all cylinders in the transition game, too. They've really run the break well. They're going back to the three-point shot over and over and over.
That was the 9th straight point from behind the arc, Mark. It feels like they're finding the holes in this defense.
Their interior defense has been dismal.
Yeah, and unfortunately, their offense in the paint hasn't been a whole lot better.
Carter Williams kicks to Sims. And Henson pulls it down. Henson's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Middleton dishes to Walters. Here's Middleton. He's covered by Grant. Kicks it to Walters.
2 minutes left in the third quarter.
And it's Bayless in the corner. Shoots from the baseline. And it's another Milwaukee shot right there going in.
He had so much space there. The defense really not showing him the respect You can see his eyes get wide.
Philadelphia moving the ball around. Grant. Good, and it's Williams who picks up the assist. Grant's got 5 now.
So far, going for more of an inside game here in the second half, and I like that. A little smash mouth basketball, taking it inside.
Now a timeout called by Milwaukee.
Well, he wants to get everybody on the same wavelength, that's for sure. And he may change up some things here as well.
Looks to me like he saw something that wasn't on the plan, and
One more time.
think now is the time to address it. I don't have a problem with that.
Tony Roten, he's checked in for the 76ers. Alexis Shved comes in for Carter Williams. And Milwaukee with a change here, too. And Antetokounmpo's checked in for Ilyasova. Here's Walters. He feeds it to Middleton. He kicks to Walters. Passes to Antetokounmpo. 5 on the clock. Pulls it up. Milwaukee, no good that time either. The 76ers trail by 12. Shved, the pass to Williams. Over to the wing. There's 53 seconds left here in the third quarter. Here is Mbamute, and there's a whistle. He was going up for a layup, and while it looked like there was some contact, he wasn't sure they were going to call it a foul shot or not, but sure enough they have. So he'll head to the free throw line. First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
Well, they don't expect a lot from him at the foul line. He was in that range below 70% last season.
And we saw it last year, guys, because those numbers were so low. Teams weren't afraid to put him on the line where points were hard to come by for him.
Kendall Marshall's checked in for the Bucks. And that trip coming up empty, missing both.
You know, last year the Bucks knew that to make the playoffs would be a real stretch. Strange, kind of, when you consider the year before, 2013, they had gotten to the playoffs, but it just goes to show you things change quickly.
Here's Antetokounmpo. And now Philadelphia on the break. Roten with the ball. Count that one.
Basket by Elliott Williams.
And that's now 10 points for Williams.
Well, he's been a real positive factor for them today, although, you know, as a team, they've had a lot of negatives mixed in there as well.
Here's Walters. Here's Middleton. Buries the jump shot. Middleton's got his first basket.
Very clever passing. That was just beautifully done.
There's a maniac out in front of me. Got an angel on my shoulder and my Mephistopheles. But mama raised me good, mama raised me right. Mama said, do what you want, say prayers at night.
So it's Philadelphia now. Roten and Thompson make up the perimeter. Nerlens Noel is out there with Embiid, and it's Shved in at the 1 spot. That's the group in the game for the 76ers. Now here's Roten. Now the feed to Shved. Shot clock at 6. Dishes it to Roten. Had a chance there to cut it to single digits, but it's off target. The 11-footer, and Antetokounmpo gets it to go. Antetokounmpo's got the first basket as we get going in the fourth for Milwaukee. And Shved kicks to Roten. And there's the pass to Noel. And here is Shved. Thompson outside. He dishes it to Roten. 14 feet away. Rebounded by the Bucks. Sanders has got 12 rebounds here tonight. Big time effort.
It's just been a brutal outing for him. He still hasn't managed to make a shot, and the team is struggling because of it.
Now here's Mayo. Knight kicks to Mayo. And the rejection by Noel. Here's Shved. Second shot opportunity. Thompson with the bucket.
Hollis Thompson.
Yeah, he's been the key cog in their offense with the way he shot the ball.
His percentage today beyond impressive. Certainly not his fault the score is what it is.
Knight dishes to Mayo. Pass to Sanders. Feeds to Antetokounmpo. Back to Sanders. Pass to Knight. The tray. Here's Henson. And he gets it to go.
Boy, where was the box out? Too easy on that second chance opportunity.
Yeah, no box out is what happened there. Those kind of mistakes on the glass will kill a team.
That's in, and the Milwaukee lead is cut down to 12 on the bucket from Schved.
You know, typically he's just a role player, but when he does score, it allows the offense to be more balanced.
There's the dish tonight. Back to Mayo. And he was fouled on the way out. 2 free throws now for him.
The Bucks obviously did not have a great season on the court, but off the court there was some big news as the franchise was sold last April.
Shooting from Milwaukee.
And with the Bucks and their sale, new ownership, what is important is that you notice that it's a local group and they're continuing to really get their tentacles within the community.
Well said, and that's always helpful when you have ownership that's there, present, and invested in the local community. There was a lot of fear in Milwaukee that the team could be on the move, but those fears were put to rest.
Here's what Philadelphia's going with right now. Jason Richardson is checked in for Tony Roten, and it's Carter Williams in for Alexei Schved. The 76ers trail by 14. Timeout called the 76ers.
You know, he just isn't pleased at all with the looks they've given up defensively inside. So I think this timeout is all about trying to get his group to tighten up defensively.
They just don't look very sharp to me on the defensive side.
Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
Hey, Kevin, during that last break, I heard Brett Brown as he addressed his team. He got after them and told them to turn up the intensity, saying, we've put ourselves in a corner, and now we've got to fight our way out. Show me what you have. Let's see if we've got what it takes, guys.
For those just joining us, fourth quarter here. We're just over 2.5 minutes into it. Kicks to Richardson. Back to Carter Williams. Thompson for 3. Cut the bucket. Thompson's got 5 points now this quarter.
Yeah, and that's his first 3 and a half. There may be more in store.
Mayo, the pass tonight. And we're about 3 minutes into the fourth quarter. Jumper off the screen. Jump shot is good. Knight's got 21.
They've built this lead through plays exactly like that. He's easily been their most consistent performer.
Well, he's been splashing everything today.
Now, here's Thompson. Back to Richardson. He feeds it to Embiid. 6 on the shot clock. And he gets it to go.
Joel Embiid.
And a little over 3.5 minutes in the books so far here in the fourth. Sanders with a screen on Richardson. Back to Knight. He kicks it to Parker. Nice ball movement by Milwaukee. Shot by Mayo is no good.
Very little success for him behind the arc today. Just 1 3-pointer in the first half and still none in the second. Unselfish basketball on the interior. I love that, and you got to think the coaching staff does too.
Now here's Carter Williams. Pass to Thompson. Richardson with a screen for Thompson. And the 3 off target.
Boy, I'm shocked he didn't make that one. He usually knocks that one down with ease.
Mayo kicks to Knight. And there's the feed to Mayo. Mayo missing again. The 76ers trail by 13. Carter Williams dishes to Embiid. Carter Williams the pass to Embiid. Embiid sets the pick for Richardson. And Thompson kicks to Richardson. 5 to shoot. And the shot is long.
You know, that mid-range jump shot is not his strong suit, even when he gets a good look like that.
Dishes to Mayo. Back to Knight. And the pass to Sanders. Little turnaround, and it's Philadelphia with the rebound. Noel's got rebound number 8 here tonight in the game. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, I mean, a cold stretch offensively. They desperately need a basket.
Now here's Carter Williams. Thompson outside. Here's Richardson. It's hauled in by Ilyasova. Ilyasova's got his 6th rebound on the night.
It just hasn't been a very good day for him, guys. They need him to start burying some of those.
Parker. Sanders trying to get open. Can't hit. Now the 76ers take it the other way. Ways to get back into it, but they've got some time.
He is to avoid mistakes and make each possession count.
Yeah, and I think the tendency can be to really rush or push the game a little bit. I think they need to avoid that.
Now Knight. He dishes it to Parker. Back to Knight. Outside Mayo, trying to find Ilyasova, and gets it to him. The turnaround jumper, count it. And the Bucks lead by 15.
Beautiful feed off the bounce to his teammate there. Nicely done.
Carter Williams dishes to Embiid. Mayo against Richardson. Sanders with the steal. No one near Mayo as he lets it go. Offline with his 3. Philadelphia has gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the 4th quarter. Embiid, the pass to Richardson. 6 on the shot clock. Shot to end this cold run, and he drops that one in.
Richardson.
Bucks leading by 13. Now a timeout called by Milwaukee. Right side, Mayo. Goes up the baseline. Good.
O.J. Mayo.
Here's Carter Williams. And stolen by Knight. Here's Mayo, and lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2.
Take a look at what Mayo's been doing. He has 15 points and 3 assists.
Brandon Knight spent 1 season at Kentucky, now in his 4th season in the NBA. Still young and a hard worker. Fearless on the court. I think a lot of upside still there for him.
You talk about Brandon Knight's scrappiness. He ended up on some posters trying to make the right defensive play.
I think you and everybody else remembers that DeAndre Jordan dunk, but you got to give him credit. He was trying to make a defensive play and ended up getting posterized, but I liked his effort at that end of the floor.
And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. The 76ers trail by 17. Carter Williams with it. Pass to Richardson. Back to Carter Williams. Feeds to Richardson. And a great assist by Carter Williams as that one goes in. Carter Williams has got his 4th assist in this one. Bucks leading by 14. Now, here is Knight. Sanders with a screen on Richardson. Sanders sets the screen for Mayo. 5 to shoot. A step-back shot here. Good. Mayo's got 10 points here in the second half. The 76ers have gone 6 of 13, so just above 46% on their field goal attempts here in the quarter. Carter Williams, a screen on Parker. Richardson for 3. Another 3 for Philadelphia.
That's far too good a look to give him from behind the arc.
Well, that's 3 of the last 5 makes, having been behind the three-point line. So, got to make some adjustments defensively.
Now here's Parker. And it's another Milwaukee shot right there going in. The 76ers trail by 15. Carter Williams kicks to Richardson. Pass to Thompson. Back to Richardson. 6 to shoot. Launches a 3. Shot's good. Three-pointer. Richardson's got 26 points.
What a quarter for him at the offensive end. He's ignored the scoreboard and continued to go out there and do his thing.
Knight kicks to Mayo. There's the dish to Parker. Mayo, the pass to Parker. From past the arc. And it's Philadelphia with the rebound. Richardson kicks to Carter Williams. Noel sets a screen for Carter Williams. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
Well, probably the right play defensively. If you can't get the block, send them to the free throw line. Don't give them an easy 2.
No easy buckets inside. Force free throws and work to keep them out of the lane next time around.
And he can't get the first one. He's off on the second.
I like that they haven't lost their aggressiveness here in the second half, despite trailing in this game.
Well, you know, that's when you need to be most aggressive when you're down. Another good job of drawing contact and getting to the line. His touch has disappeared on him this quarter. He just hasn't been able to get it going.
Thompson right side.
2 minutes left in the fourth quarter.
Some nice ball movement here by the 76ers. Richardson with it. He's picked up by Parker. Baseline jumper. Good D by Parker. Bucks leading by 12. Sanders with a screen on Carter Williams. The kick out to Mayo. Knight dishes to Mayo. Back to Knight. That one's rebounded by Embiid.
There was just enough defensive pressure to get him off balance and cause that shot to go awry.
Carter Williams kicks to Richardson. Thompson outside. They set the screen. Out to the wing. Here's Carter Williams. Blocked. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D. John Henson's checked in for Ilyasova.
John Henson.
The Bucks shooting 44% in the fourth. The offense with some ups and downs.
Yeah, clearly no question as to which team gave the better effort tonight. A dominant performance and an outstanding win for Milwaukee.
Great, generous ball movement tonight. A thing of beauty.
Yeah, remarkable team effort, Kevin. Everybody got involved, and that paid dividends.
Just 5 on the clock. Here's Knight. And lots of
76ers
contact
foul.
there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. It's going to be on Michael Carter Williams.
That's his
Brandon
first
Knight last
personal
season
foul.
traded for the other Brandon Jennings. They swapped teams, and Knight ended up with the Bucks. So far, so good. Knight over 2 years younger, and he had his best season yet.
Shooting from
And for
Milwaukee.
Knight last season, you know, he
Brandon
upped his
Knight.
rate of scoring and assists, all while
2
lowering
shots.
his turnovers. That's a nice combination there, showing promise as the Bucks' point guard of the future, perhaps.
The first one falls. And Brandon Knight regarded as something of a combo guard coming into the league. A shooting guard's game, Steve, and a point guard's body.
Yeah, but it's encouraging to see his progress, you know, improving his assist-to-turnover ratio every season, and with his work ethic, I think he has a chance to make that adjustment to the point guard position.
And the 76ers with a completely new group now. And he makes the first but misses the second.
Henry Sims, undrafted out of Georgetown back in 2012, but after being traded to the Sixers,
Alexei Shved.
finally got a chance to play, and he really showed he belongs in this league.
Here's Knight. Kicks to Marshall. He feeds it to Middleton. He kicks to Antetokounmpo. Shot clock at 6. And he makes it look easy, dunking it hard with one hand.
This is going to be a great game for them. No win on the road comes easy in the NBA. Nice performance.
Any player loves sending his own fans home happy. He loves even more sending opposing fans home miserable.
Grant the pass to Shved. Shoots a 3. Can't get it to go. Here's Marshall. And so it's the Bucks taking care of business in this one. You know, Clark, every team has a bad night, and these guys might want to watch the tape of this game the next time they have a bad night to remind themselves how dominant they can be.
Well, this is one of those dream-like games for a coach.
Well, that'll do it. For Doris Burke, Steve Kerr, and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan saying so long. We'll see you next time. And as we leave, we give you our Jordan Player of the Game, Brandon Knight.